Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam, and this is Living Beyond. And I have discovered something new that I'm hoping will mean something to you as well. You and I have heard for a long time about something called SAD, or Seasonal Affective Disorder. And usually that's something we think about that happens to people in the wintertime. Shorter days, much more darkness, so they get less vitamin D, they're not outside as much, and they have more trouble with depression. Did you know, and I've just discovered this, and I'm a psychotherapist, but did you know that there is a form of SAD, of SAD, that's actually summer SAD, Summer Seasonal Affective Disorder? I didn't know that. And what suddenly, when I found out about it started clicking, because I've always known I have terrible problems in the summer. I dread when the summer starts coming, when it starts getting to be spring. I do enjoy the beauty, but also there's a piece of me that's going, yeah, but it's about to get really hot. And I look forwards to the fall, and it's not just the football and the apple cider. It's the cool Christmas that's about crispness that's about to happen. And I even love the winter. I don't mind putting up scarves and boots and extra things to keep me warm. I love the fact that my body can just cool off by simply opening the door. People who have this, now I'm digging into it and I'm reading about it. And of course, as I'm reading about it, I'm seeing me in every line that's there. But I'm also wondering how many more people deal with this and don't have any idea of what it is. Because I know one thing that I've done over the years is I've somehow felt guilty. I've sort of felt like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get out and have fun outside with my grandchildren in the summer? Why do I dread an event that's outside? Why does it feel like such a big thing for me to find just the right clothes and be sure I have a fan with me and be sure I have all the things to keep me cool? Not from a standpoint of health, we need to have water, but more from a standpoint of I'm going to feel like I'm going to die if I don't have it. And then another thing that I've done always is my husband might mention something in the spring about, you want to go somewhere this summer? Maybe you'd like, and if he comes up with a place that's actually a beachy kind of place or a warm kind of place, my first thought is, I'll be miserable. The whole time I'll be miserable. And so we travel a lot, but we travel in the fall times because I really don't want and can't manage the heat, the humidity, the stickiness of it, the brightness of it, everything, the way that my clothes stick to me, even breathing is difficult. I'm so glad to realize that there's actually a name for it. And as soon as I figured this out, I started reading about it and learning about it and asking myself and seeing what I could find about what are the things that can help us to do better. So I want to give you some information. First of all, what are the symptoms? In case you're wondering about you or someone in your family, I want to give you the symptoms of SSAD, SSAD, Summer Seasonal Affective Disorder. So the symptoms would be very similar to a major depressive disorder. You've probably known people, or maybe even yourself, that difficulty sleeping, disruption with eating patterns, nothing seems fun, a sense of sadness or kind of a cloud hanging over that just won't go away, really not having fun doing things that you used to be able to enjoy or you've enjoyed at some point in time in your life. And then particularly the aversion to being hot, to being outside in the heat and humidity, to doing or going to an event that's outside in the summer. Those kinds of just aversion, just a natural pulling away from those things because you know how miserable you're going to be. So those are what some of the symptoms. And for it to be seasonal affective disorder, it has to happen only or more during those summer months. Now, this actually, we could be talking about the winter, and very much of this would be similar, but right now we're talking about summer. So in order for it to be actual seasonal affective disorder, this has to happen to you in this season, either exclusively or much more than it happens other times of the year. Another thing interesting is that it tends to happen more it tends to happen more to women, and it tends to happen more to people who have bipolar or other mood disorders already, some depression on board. So maybe they have depression, or you have depression on board usual times of the year, but it's a whole lot worse during the summer. And then people on the autism spectrum may have more difficulty with this because they're already often highly sensitive to the stimuli of things touching them and feeling different on them. So those are things that may affect you and how it may affect you. And then what are some things that you can do to help make it better? So I've got my list right here, and naturally it's gone away. So some things that you can do to make it better are find ways to increase inside air-conditioned exercise. So a thing that happens is it gets so hot that we naturally pull away, and then we're not getting the exercise we need that's so good for our mental health. So we have to find other ways to do it. So whether it's inside on a treadmill or an exercise bike inside, or rebounder, going to the gym, maybe join a gym for the summer, what can you do? Even the stairs, up and down the stairs, would be exercise inside in the air conditioning. So find ways to increase your exercise inside so that you're not having that double whammy of I'm hot, I've got to stay inside, and I've stopped all my exercise. That would make it worse. Take walks or bike rides as early or as late in the day as possible, trying to avoid the worst of the heat. We mentioned join a gym. Try to plan family vacations that can be in places where the elevation is higher. Wherever there's a higher elevation, it will be more comfortable in the summer for you. If the intense light is an issue for you, try to invest in some kind of shades, like maybe some plantation shutters or something where you can manage, you can open and close so that to let only in as much light as you want to have. Try to purchase and wear clothing, this is not an example, but clothing that's made out of cotton and natural fibers. They will absorb the moisture better. They will make you feel cooler, and they won't stick to you as much as synthetic and like polyester fabrics will. If possible, try to turn down your thermostat low at night, even as low as in the high 60s. Cooling down your room at night can help you sleep so much better, and if you have to have a blanket, fine, but that cool room on your face can help you sleep better. If you must be outside, try to plan activities that can be around water so that you can get in water and cool yourself and put it on your face as much as possible. Wear hats and sunglasses, anything you can wear to protect yourself from the intense sun on you. Of course, drink plenty of water. Of course, that's an all year round thing that we need to be drinking water. But if you're really trying to amp up your water, and especially if you have a difficult time making yourself drink water, try to get real interested in making some infused waters that have little flavor, but they still only have the good stuff in it. That can help you to increase that water intake. Plan for events that are fun, but are also inside. This is a good time to go to movies and museums and trampoline parks. And let's see, what else do I have? Escape rooms, game rooms, anything like that you can be doing inside in the air conditioning. If you're trying to plan a trip in the summer, if that's something you're thinking about, then here's just a consideration. To give yourself a couple of breaks during the heat of the summer, try planning instead of one big break. Try planning a couple of long weekends so that at least a couple of times during the heat of the summer you can get away into a cooler place. And then this is something that I realized I did before I realized that summer seasonal affective disorder was a thing. But I have for several years determined it's too hot to go do any major things outside. So summer is the time that I take projects from the inside. Like I will take a week and go through a room in my house and get every cabinet, every drawer, really do a thorough deep cleaning a week. Some rooms take a little more, like that kitchen. Not getting that done in a week. But I realized when I looked back that was something that made me feel like, okay, I still was productive. I still got something done. And how smart was that? I did it when I couldn't get outside. So I always felt good about that particular little project. So those are some ideas for things to do. And take heart, because fall's coming. And soon enough, you'll be able to crack those windows and let some cool air in, sit outside on your porch or patio or at a ball game and be cool again and feel uplifted. It will be coming soon. So if that's you, I'd love it if you would contact me, put a note in the comments, and let's talk about this further. I'm so glad to have found out that this exists, and it's actually helped me not to feel quite so whiny and not quite so guilty when I go outside in this heat. Okay, thanks so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.